First game, exhibition game, it was, obviously the way to come out in our own rink in first period, and the guys did a great job. They were excited to play again, and I think that second period, it was obviously got up by a few goals and thought it was going to be easier on the way in, and we tried to experiment with a few of our systems in the second period that didn't work so well. And then, experimented even more a little bit in the third, and I thought the guys executed and did a great job in the third period of, I really limited him as far as scoring chance, 6 shots in the third, but we had few posts and kept things on them offense a little bit. So good discipline for early in the year, not taking penalties, and so the first night would be a success.
Questions?
So, I mean, you reinstalled the forecheck system again this year, and the team kind of looked a little bit smoother on the offensive end than kind of at any point last year, I think, in terms of just kind of passing and the dynamic between the players. So, I mean, what did you see out there?
Well, I just thought, obviously guys with confidence, and I said this to you earlier in the week that, some guys are going to step out of the shadows this year. I mean, I know it's any mistake, Jeff Kubiak had a bunch of points tonight, but he'd been doing it in the preseason. He did a great summer of weightlifting. He's gotten stronger, more confident, and just the influx of other guys like Mitch Vanderlyn, the young guys that play with a lot of hockey sense and poise. Mitch Vanderlyn tonight, he looked like a sophomore, junior, senior out there, and got good abilities. And other guys that didn't play tonight, Alex Rauter and Dan Wedman. Dan played all our games last year. He'll play tomorrow night. Some guys will step out. So, I'm happy with that. What I wasn't happy with is that we got away from that process of shooting a lot of pucks, playing the kind of hockey we did in the first, and then we started being cute. And you saw that the fans like woo, woo, and then trying to make plays. That's not who we are, and we got to come across and shoot pucks and make the right play, which we can. We did that in the first, but it's the right play at the right time and not trying to force things. That's kind of 5-0. You get up, and that's what happened. And they have a good hockey team. They're good in transition. They got some good forwards, and they've beaten some really good teams in 12 Riviera up in Canada, and so it was a good start.
That first period, you guys got it was kind of just a flurry of shots on net, and it was just kind of hard to keep track. I mean, Matt Buckles had 10 shots on net tonight, and that's something that you guys really didn't see at all last year when you guys were kind of maybe one player focused on the offensive end among the first couple of lines. I mean, if just kind of looking at it specifically in terms of alignment or how you played with the lines a little bit, how is that first period kind of different from what you've been doing last year?
Not much. There are not a whole lot of changes. We did, change, I said, a few things, but it's about having a different mentality this year of preaching to the guys to shoot the puck more on line rushes and force the pucks to the net. And we did that tonight in the first period, and we stopped doing it in the second period, and then we did it in the third period and had a lot of scoring chances because of it. So I know honestly, I wish the game would have been closer, throughout the course of the game. We had to play, a tight game. And just to see how guys react to that rather than a 5-0. So you learn a lesson tonight, 5-0. We got cute. Laurentian will come in tomorrow, and hope it's a good battle, and we find out more about our hockey team tomorrow. But we haven't changed a whole lot. But we talked about early in the season, players, when it's in practice, they have a tendency to be cute, and we've been preaching to our guys shooting pucks. And Matt was a guy who really, first 6-7 practices struggled, and he shot it tonight, and he was rewarded for it.
Can you speak a little bit more about Matt's performance? I mean, this was a lot of shots. Obviously, 2 goals tonight, and it is obviously it's the preseason.
Yeah.
But he was kind of a guy who maybe came on towards the end of the season last year and had 8 goals, I believe. But could you speak a little bit more to his performance tonight?
Yeah, he did the things we asked him to do. He shot pucks. He was on the power play, didn't pass up shots when it was there. He forced it to the net, and don't make too much of Matt. I mean, he did what he's supposed to do. Right. Our shots and our offense got to come from a lot of different guys. So it's a good performance like him. I mean, obviously he'd take 10 shots every game this year, but it's not going to happen. But we have to have a shooting mentality like he did tonight, and the guys see that, and they keep getting rewarded for it. They'll keep doing it.
You guys used Reese on the power play. You got a lot of opportunities on the power play early in the game, and you guys seem to use Reese in that kind of role that you used Joachim in last year as kind of the point guard on the power play. What kind of makes him the guy? What about his skills that kind of makes him the guy on that special teams unit?
Well, again, he's not the guy that will be there. He has the ability to be there.
Sure.
Go back to resetting the culture is that if guys don't, like Reese doesn't want to shoot the puck, he won't be there. If Matt doesn't want to shoot the puck, he won't be there. And I go back to resetting the culture. I think a lot of our fans have gotten used to seeing, okay, these are 4 or 5 guys that are on the power play and they get those roles and they keep those roles. And so 20 years ago, I've gone back to my roots and it's like, if you don't shoot the puck, you're not going to be on the power play. If you don't do the simple things, you don't play. If you don't hustle and retrieve pucks in the power play, you're not going to play in front of the net. So, yeah, Reese did a good job. We've used a lot of guys in different places. Reese definitely has that ability, and so does Matt. But it's one game, one exhibition game, and we're going to see a lot of competition for guys that, Alec McCray made a great play. He's a freshman, and if he does it better than Reese, he'll play.
Mm-hmm.
He hit Ryan Bliss tonight with a great pass.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's those kind of things. I think people got to get used to not getting away from seeing that this is going to be our unit. It's not going to be that way this year. It's going to be who's ready to play, who's going to do it that night, who's going to do it in that situation.
It seems to be kind of more of a team balance, not having to depend on one person to do everything.
You've said it, team. And I said I was the biggest culprit of putting guys in those situations and having too long of a leash. And, I said, first got here, I had a very short leash. Didn't do the right things, you sat. And we sat 2 guys in the third period tonight that didn't do the right things. And that's different for our guys, but they're all in. They're excited about it, and they're excited to get back tomorrow.
Coach, you mentioned that Mitch Vanderlyn and Alec McCray stepped up big for you tonight. Have any of the other freshmen stepped up in practice, or any of the other freshmen tonight that you saw exceeded your expectations?
I think the guys did. Anthony Angelo did a good job tonight. Bo Starr did a good. Trent Shore. Matt Nuttall. They all played tonight, and some of the guys that didn't play are hurt, and a couple of the freshmen have been hurt since the start. They haven't even practiced with us yet. So hopefully we get some of those guys back. There's 3 of them that are out right now, and so when those guys get healthy and they get back into it. You get guys like Brendan Smith, who's a really good offensive defenseman, can really get up in the ice and skate. Hasn't even seen the ice yet. Hasn't even practiced with us yet. So we hope to get some of those guys back. It'll give some of us that balance that we're talking about. So those guys did a good job, and there's other guys waiting in the wings to get going also.
Anything else for Coach? Sorry.
Oh, one more question, sorry.
Yep.
Who of the upperclassmen have you really seen look past that cuteness idea that you were talking about and really shown a leadership towards the freshmen?
Well, I think a lot of this, you even look at the seniors. Tonight Jeff Kubiak's a junior and he had 4 points, but shot pucks. Jake Widener forced more pucks than I can remember. Him being here and shooting. Trevor Yates, who was a sophomore. I mean, it just goes through our team, and you go back to it's a team. So a lot of guys are doing. We got to play this. And we kind of like not know who our guys are on our team. That's the identity that we have to take. They see Cornell, and we all do the same things. Same things offensively, defensively, blocking shots. It just doesn't matter who's on the ice, that we all play the same way. And so a lot of upperclassmen, but the seniors done a great job of leading and doing a fantastic getting our guys to buy into that kind of hockey.
Who were the guys that you sat out in the third period?
But you'd have to figure that out. That's your guys' job.
And the lines that we saw tonight, is that anything resembling what we might see moving forward?
Not yet. Not yet. Sorry. I mean, it's not. I have no idea. We're going to see how it goes the next day and see who plays well. Back-to-back games, big test tomorrow. See who comes ready to play tomorrow. So, all right. Not real good media friendly, is it? But it is. It is what it is, right? And that's the story. Is that culture? I said that's not about this guy or that guy. It's about them, and that's the identity we're trying to re-embrace as a team.
It's always fun to come back and play a game here in Lina, and we've been playing so much against each other in practice the last 2 months, and it's we've all been chomping at the bit to get back and play a different team. So I think that's something we're all excited for.
You guys in the first period kind of came out with an offensive explosion and without that was something that you guys really didn't do a lot last year. Lots of shots on net. It was just kind of a flurry and things were happening, and there was a lot of action in front of the net. How is kind of the offensive mindset changed from last year to this year?
I mean, we did a lot of work in the fall so far, changing up a complete offensive philosophy. Basically, we're just trying to get all pucks and bodies to the net, and we're confident and we're getting used to our new offensive systems, and they paid off in the first period. Obviously, we just want to make sure we carry it throughout the game tomorrow.
You had 10 shots on net tonight. That's a lot. I mean, what was kind of your mindset going into the game and kind of getting all of those shots on net and then having to go in there?
I mean, I think I have faith in my shot. I like shooting the puck a lot, and I mean, it went in tonight, and hopefully it continues to do that. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to rip it as much as I can.
And Jeff, you had 4 points tonight, a goal and 3 assists. I mean, what was kind of your mindset, and how does that kind of shift in the offensive philosophy? Kind of how has that affected kind of your game?
I mean, I just been kind of building it throughout the summer and throughout the fall. I just kind of made a goal for myself to just get stronger and kind of be more active in the offensive zone and kind of use the abilities that I do have to be more of a weapon out there. And I think so far I've done a pretty good job so far throughout the fall, just kind of using that mindset to have some good practices and scrimmages and stuff. And I think just going into the night, like I said earlier, we finally got to play another team. It wasn't ourselves, so I wanted to just continue that. I know guys like Bucks here and other guys on our team just like to be shooters, so I kind of like to I'm more of a passer. I like to say to myself. So I think if I give them the puck and they're willing to shoot, if it goes in, that kind of helps me out more, just like them.
Coach Schaefer's really talked a lot about the culture shift that has kind of gone on, kind of taking on more of an all-for-one kind of team philosophy, kind of having the name on the front stick out more than the name on the back. Have you seen that change personified being in the locker room compared to what it was last year?
Well, for me, I think that we're just a really tight-knit group. We got freshmen that are best buddies hanging all the time with seniors, and we don't really feel like there's classes on our team. I feel like we're just one group, and that's something that we haven't really felt in our 3 years that we've been here. So it's really nice, and obviously we're really confident with the group that we have. We got a lot of depth on our team, and with that tight-knit group, I think we're really confident going into the year.
Yeah, definitely. Just to expand on that, I think with the new, resetting the culture mentality, I think guys are holding each other accountable more. It's not like where if someone says something to someone, they're going to take it a personal or a wrong way. They're going to use that to, be better the next time, or use that in the future to, make our team succeed. And I think that's one big positive thing. If everyone can trust each other and we all feel together and tight, then it's just going to be monumental for our team and into the future, because, obviously you have to have trust in your teammates and, be committed to each other and have good camaraderie to, win anything in hockey.
You guys have some big personalities leave in that past senior class with Bardreau, Yogi, McCarron. Have you guys felt as if there's kind of more of an equal voice for everybody in that locker room this year?
I mean, those guys are unbelievable players, and we're definitely missing them this year with the things they brought to the ice. But like I said before, we're super confident in the freshmen that we brought in and the guys that are returners, and we feel that anyone can step up on any night. And I mean, we trust everybody on the team. So yeah, we lost a lot from last year, but we're ready to take a step forward with what we have this year.
Any other questions?
How would you two say that you've kind of stepped up to really welcome the freshmen and kind of get them ready for tonight's game and really make them super close?
Well, to start, we, over the summer, we all get kind of assigned a freshman to get to know and get to communicate with her throughout the summer. So, we each, 2 of the upperclassmen might have one freshman. We had 9 incoming, so kind of a couple guys were paired up with different guys. And so when they get to campus the first day, we're right there to meet them, to help them move in. And, it starts with that, so they kind of know that we, care about them. We want them to feel as welcome as possible, and kind of just throughout these last 2 months with practices, workouts, scrimmages, whatever it is, hanging out away from the rink, we're just trying to make it as tight as possible, include everyone, 100% of the time, and I think they feel that we've welcomed them, very greatly, and I think us as upperclassmen feel that we've done a pretty good job as well. And I think kind of just going into tonight's game, everyone was just kind of, like I said, ready to play and ready to be with each other on the ice wearing the Cornell sweater.